Hey everyone, we are back. It's our October recap, just looking at what the general picture is for the mods that came out in October. Unfortunately, for PC only. So Kane has been a busy beaver. Version 6 has released on the 31st of October, mainly as a compatibility patch. So not really one for new features, mainly fixes, balances and some changes. However, Kane and his team have put an awesome amount of work to get it converted and running. B-Dub's Vehicles has been updated for Darkness Falls. IDC has many mods for Darkness Falls, and he has gone ahead and updated them all, including the Void, which is the mod's ultimate mobile remote storage system. Hydroponics for farming and underground farming, and he also added back the player journal to Darkness Falls. IDC and Kane have also fixed screamers to spawn at 100% heat and not the 25% from vanilla. Kai Soto has also had his good handiwork on ranged weapon sights that needed fixing. Kane redid the armor system so that it works similar to how Darkness Falls had it previously set up for light and heavy armor. So your light is split into padded, leather, military and Kevlar, while the heavy armor is scrap, iron, steel and titanium. Kane also repurposed vanilla armor to be used as the top-level power armor. Most of the new features will come later on. For now, Kane is just trying to get the mod out for players to enjoy. I will cover these in more detail once Darkness Falls is released into stable, with the additional updates that Kane says he hopes to get out in the next few weeks. After spending a very long time in isolation, away from the masses, Rebirth has finally released this past week. I do believe this is one of the best mods ever created. If not for the sheer quantity of content packed into this mod, unique changes that Furious Ramsey has done, then just for the polish and attention to detail. I've done a What is Rebirth guide on this. The link is at the end and in my description. The class system is quite intimidating, but thoroughly awesome once you get to grips with it. Each class has a number of specific weapons, skills, and auras, and the dev has made an excellent effort in making the classes fun to play. I hope to get my Rebirth class guide out in the next couple of days. Ravenhearst released into the public with its most awesome update ever. It is known for its challenging gameplay and complex crafting system designed to push players to their limits. It does have a steeper learning curve, but tries to make survival more challenging and immersive. It was unfortunately not all smooth sailing, as the dev Jax did announce that they were having problems with various features related to multiplayer, dedicated servers and farming, but I believe this has been sorted out now. One thing to note is that fire spreading is not back in the mod yet. Previously burnt zombies and fire-spitting zombies could burn down your wooden homes and bases, but this is still being sorted out and is not present in Ravenhearst version 10 yet, but it will return. Asia Mod is showing a lot of life on Twitter, or X. Quite a few model pictures have appeared in the past week with some samurai armor, and I'm assuming this is player armor, and then a number of pictures related to armor and zombies. Their response on progress is that it is going well, but no ETA on a release date yet. A month ago, Age of Oblivion was likely history. Piper Mac has good news. A new team has been assembled and they are working on restoring Age of Oblivion and bridging it into 7 Days to Die version 1. Certainly no ETA, and as I never make predictions, who knows when it will release, but good news anyway. Preppocalypse now is ticking away. The dev Killer Bunny has been dropping progress reports consistently as he completes different stages and additions, so as to not go completely nuts with his head buried in just one project, he released another smaller mod. In the fog, fear walks beside you, and death is just a breath away. Silent Hill is a horror franchise that started as a video game series way back in 1999. The series is set in a fictional town of Silent Hill, which is filled with strange, nightmarish creatures and shifting realities. Killer Bunny has released a mod for 7 Days to Die based on this. In the mod, the fog covers all the biomes and starts rolling in from day 2. It does fluctuate, so it's not there in its thickness and density all the time. There are screamers in the wandering hordes, and screamers do have a much higher chance to wander the world coming in to seek you out. When you damage the screamer, you have 5 seconds to kill the screamer before she calls her minions. There is no blood moon or horde night to worry about, just wandering hordes, screamers, and the airy fog. The traders, once home to bustling activity, are now quiet and overrun by creatures, so traders and challengers have been removed. you are on your own. There are numerous other changes, including an additional copper ore resource, a large 96-slot backpack, and Killer Bunny also added an additional 21 new range weapons for us to play with. So it's still early days, give it a try. You can get help and more information from the Apocalypse Now Discord. We showed Escape from Tarkov last month. Unfortunately, Brian DVS has been caught up in real life and has been unable to do some modding recently. So for now, the mod has been delayed. From a guns point of view, M14, one of the devs, said that they do plan on adding more guns and animations before the end of the year. As I mentioned last month, there is a vanilla-only guns pack coming. However, they are going to make some changes to it, something that is less complex, making it more compatible with other overhauls, so modders can more easily add it to their mod. This includes ammo, so there will not be a large number of different rounds and calibers, but fewer small, medium, and heavy ammunition, similar to vanilla. The more complex things with the guns will be reserved for the main Escape from Tarkov overhaul. All of this will allow fewer incompatibilities with using it in other overhauls. So, any overhaul devs out there, you are welcome to contact and chat to the EFT devs about using their guns in the mod. But also look out for the compatibility patch that is coming later this year, hopefully. The Never Alone mod by Ice Rogue has been announced that progression has started, but there is no other information besides that. So no ETA or whether it is going to be this year. War of the Walkers was yet another mod that we thought was not going to happen anymore. However, on the 21st of October, Dwellord announced version 1.1. Testing was underway. By the end of October, he had a private server that he had launched and they were having testing on that. So the public experimental is supposed to follow 2 or 3 weeks after the private testing is successful. Sorcery Mod is also delayed. The last comment that I could find involving Devrix was the end of October. He is still delayed with real life, and so we hope that he will be able to return to start development on Sorcery Mod. So for now, these are the mods that have been made available. From what I've read and looked at, most of them have been updated to version 1.1. So you should be using the most recent version of 7 Days to Die for all the overhaul mods. Now, a couple of new ones that we haven't covered before. We know about the Resident Evil Spencer Mansion Incident mod that has been developed by Frantic Dan. Well, he has created another mod, which is also based on the same mansion. It is called the Frantic Mansion Challenge. Unlike his original Resident Evil simulation, you have your inventory, you have crafting, and the ability to play the mod as normal. Just this is a challenge where you must fly off the roof of the mansion. It is a permadeath mod, so you only have one life. It is only available on the mod launcher. He doesn't have any plans to put it anywhere else. He's not planning to do away with the Spencer Mansion Incident mod. This mod is just here as to have a more sandbox separate experience. Another mod that I believe is only available on the mod launcher, the Black Forest. It is featured as an elite vanilla gameplay mod. I wandered through the snow biome on day 4 and found out what one line in the description was all about. When things get tough, run Forrest, run. I didn't expect all sorts of nutty creatures, and my low level meant, well, I just ran. Even Killer Bunny was around to say hi. Well, actually no, it was Bad Bunny, but probably a distant cousin. Even zombies were shooting back at me, and even a chainsaw was added to the mix. As mentioned, I can only find it on the mod launcher, so if anyone knows of a Discord or who the author is even, please comment below. When I first saw Tongo Mod, I thought it was mainly a few XML changes owing to the small file size. But there is actually quite a few changes. The developers are Tekja and Edgar, and they released version 1 on October the 7th, in English and Spanish. The forest is the only safe biome, albeit there are very large wandering hordes, but you must prepare yourself before you venture into the other biomes. You have 7 classes that you choose from, such as Builder, Hunter, Medic, and Soldier, and overall more than 300 class quests that can be included for complete unlocking. Skills have been revamped, changed around, and many of them rewritten, like the perception attribute levels that we have over here. Toy weapons, wet gunpowder, counting bullets, ending with Sheriff of the Apocalypse. There is a new skill tree called Tongo skills, and some of these are pretty awesome and quite significant. They increase the level of your existing skills. So for example, Mad Gunslinger will benefit all guns, and we are not talking about a few percent, but massive percentages. I also noticed some very interesting tweaks and changes that have been made to some of the weapons. For example, my knife and crossbow. Exceedingly fast, but very low damage. However, once you upgrade, you can understand that these things become pretty potent. Finally, we have an interesting group of modders that have started their own Overhaul, and the Overhaul is no walk in the park. TheMeanOnes is the lead developer of TheMeanOnes modding group. Originally it was a one-man show and a lot of mods were published by the single person. But over the past 2 months, a team of modders have been working on various ideas under the TheMeanOnes name. On 7daystoDie.com, I see around about 6 pages of mods showing up for this group. The TheMeanOnes Survival Overhaul first started as a quality of life mod, but has now transitioned, adding zombies, new weapons, tool tiers, workstations, and farming capabilities. They aim to make the Overhaul more difficult from day one. They want an infested apocalypse, where zombies constantly seek you out and there is very little time to rest. Dynamic weather, intense darkness, and various challenges will be used to make the game more difficult. Just from my own dabbling in the mod from the start, there was definitely a sense of zombies being quite harassing and were initially pouring out of the woodwork from all sides. I was playing on warrior difficulty and they were not too difficult to kill, but it is a nice balance if you do want to throw many zombies at a player. They are still working on more vehicles, starter classes, and many other features to increase player engagement and immersion. The mod is available for download from 7daystoDieMods.com. Well, that's it for the update news for October. We still hope to see Undead Legacy and Apocalypse Now before the end of 2024, but who knows? So see you in the next one.